here and presenting here is only because of you. You are pushing me. Else I should have run away.
Basically, you should do more often. Like when you will do, like what happens. Uh, I mean, if you are doing something like this and if you're posting it on LinkedIn, so it
Mm,
attracts a similar kind of audience, and maybe like as you have already done in your city as well, right?
yeah,
This kind of events and this kind of calls help you to attract people, like what Jasmine does. He
true,
generally
true,
invite people. I mean, he basically invite this all of his keynotes by this technique. He
true, true,
shares the
true.
exact posts of keynotes and all this thing, so people get interested and book him for a keynote and all.
So
It's
true.
everything. I mean, whatever Jasmine does, it's all about a strategic
Yeah,
plan.
yeah,
So if you do the exact same thing, like it will be rewarding in the long term.
yeah, bro. You are right, and I know my brain knows it. But actually, last couple of days, it was like kind of like kind of personal issue which I can't share, but will come out well soon.
All right. Right now, are you all good?
I am good,
It
hopefully.
will take some time. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Anything.
the thing is right, like daylight started in US, right? So actually, I used to post at 5:30 for a client. As daylight started, 1 hour delay, like 6:30, I have to post.
Mm-hmm. So
But
you can start posting. You can
sorry,
start posting a more. You can start posting in morning as well. Give it a try, maybe.
you mean like in my profile or client profile? You are saying?
No, no, not client profile. Of course, you can't compromise with client profile. You need to
Ah,
come. You need to either. I mean, you can't see the client is today. I mean, client. You are serving the client today, but the client might not be tomorrow. So you
sure.
need to focus on your personal brand before anything else.
So true,
So
bro.
in order to give priority and in order to build the thriving business and
Mm,
everything you are doing, you have to give your brand the first priority before anything else.
true, true.
So with respect to that, you need to first of all like define a time which you will not contradict. Like you will be very, I mean, you will set some boundary maybe, where you will decide that this is my time and I will not let this time fill I fill with any work. Like
Yeah, bro.
you can think of 10 to 11 a.m. This is your LinkedIn time, and you will not give it to anyone else, whoever it
Yeah,
is. You will just decide a client time. Let's say whenever you are going to call, you can tell client that this is my LinkedIn time, and you can ask me to work on your profile. Except this time. So
yeah,
they will not expect you anything from you. First of all, that okay, this person knows his boundary, so I should not ask for anything which should not be. I mean, this person will not allow me to do that. And
yeah,
either you set boundary, or they will just feel like okay, we can do. Like when I started as an engagement specialist.
yeah,
So in that case, what happened? Like the person I used to work with, it was always like my time was contradicting with the engagement work. So what I did, I just left the work because I can't take risk of my own personal brand for any work. I mean,
so true.
either even if it's 15,000, 20,000, it's more. I mean, the value is never more than my
Yeah,
personal
bro.
brand.
True. Agree. I
Yeah.
should work on it. Yeah,
Maybe you can pick us time in the morning.
yeah.
Yeah, you can unmute.
Hi everyone.
Hi, hi. How are you doing?
I am doing great. How are you?
I'm well.
How are you, Anirban?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so what I was about to ask is that this is my engagement time on LinkedIn. So should I attend this event or not? I am
you
totally doubtful
you
now.
can engage and be there.
Yeah, I will do that. I will follow
Yeah.
your I will
You
follow
can.
your words and also engage side by
Yeah,
side.
you can start engaging, to be honest, because people are yet to join. So you can start engaging, and once
Yeah.
people join, and I mean,
Yeah.
there will be some point, sliding point, and all. So
Mhm.
he will be able to listen to that. Just
Yeah.
plug in your earphone and start working.
Yeah. Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Welcome. Bro, I got your message on Instagram.
Regarding?
Automate, like regarding the newsletter.
No, no, it's not automation. I did it. I don't use automation because I can't risk my accounts.
Okay.
I generally DM myself because I know that if I do, maybe.
Mm. Hmm. Hi guys, we'll wait couple of minutes and then we'll start. Bro, shall we start?
Just a second.
Yeah.
Let's wait for 2 more minutes if people join.
Okay.
You can talk as of now, Amita, before he start his session. All right, Satish, you can start, but before that, let me give you a quick introduction to everyone. So, hey everyone, this is Anirban here, and today Satish is going to teach you how you can build a personal brand in technical niches. So, what happens on LinkedIn? What do we see that everyone is talking about personal brand, personal brand, personal brand, but very few actually know what is a personal brand, because personal brand is not about LinkedIn, personal brand is not about Twitter, personal brand is not about Instagram, personal brand is all about how you influence, how you position yourself, how you impact others. So if you see Chris Do, if you see people like uh, Jasna Lich, Lada Kusha, these all people are just a personal brand, not because they post on LinkedIn, but because they know how to position themselves, they know how to impact. Because whenever you talk about kindness, you always think of Justin Lich because he positioned himself as a creator who is a great creator, but he is a kind guy. Similarly, you if you whenever you talk about, let's say, personal brand, so why people will remember your name, why not someone else's? Because whenever you talk about personal brand, I always recall the name of this dude, because he positioned himself in such a way that we always think of him. Similarly, technical niches are one of the difficult niche, because software engineering and this niche, there are very few people actually, and there are very few people actually know how it works. As an engineer, I know that I was having zero knowledge about personal branding when I was in college. So how an engineer can leverage LinkedIn to build their personal brand and grow his or her business. Today Satish will teach, because he serves VC, he serves people from technical niches, and currently he is working with around, I guess, four clients, right?
5.
Five clients. So he knows how to work with technical niches, and he will teach it. And I hope that it will be valuable for you all. So enjoy yourself, and thank you for this once again for joining and giving your precious time. Let's go.
Yeah, first of all, thanks Anirban for pushing me to be here. And thanks guys for all of you joining here. It's great that you all joined during evening time. Here it is raining. I don't know at your place whether it is raining or not, but thanks for joining. So as Anirban said, he's engineer. Like I studied mechanical engineering basically, but I worked as a software engineer for 3 years. Like even last October, I was a software engineer working for Cognizant, but I submitted my paper. But I have no idea what I'm going to do next. So what I did is like I just started scrolling through Instagram, and that time when I scrolling through Instagram, it was all about personal brand. Even now also it's about that only. But like that time, I'm not only just scrolling or not only just consuming content. I thought of give myself try in building a personal brand. So that's how I getting into it. And initially, I thought of serve my services to creators only, like creator who have a business. But then like once I was with like couple of ICPs with creator who have a business, I realized that like creator who have a business, like many times they don't have enough budget to like hire a person who ghostwrite their content. That is what I thought of it, and then I self analyze myself, what can I give myself best, as well as what make myself give an extra edge to a client. So that's how when I analyze myself, like I literally took SWOT analysis. I don't know whether you guys know it or not. Like it's like knowing your advantage, knowing your disadvantage, knowing your actually strength, weakness, threats, and opportunity. I list out everything, and then I figured out if I serve my services to technical niche like AI, Web3, and SaaS, it could be great. Like I already have 3 years of experience as software engineer, right? So it could be great that I can serve those people with personal branding. So that's how I getting into serve my services to technical niche. Now let's getting into how to build personal brand in technical niche. Like there is no there is no rocket science, but what I do basically is right, like I ask my client first question is like how they want to be known for in the field. Say for example, in the first client when I work with, he is a Web3. So when I was having call with him, I asked him this exact question: what he wants to be known for, and he says he wants to be a he wants to be an expert blockchain and Web3 game developer in MENA, like like in Saudi Arabia countries. So once he said, and then based upon that, like based upon what he wants to known for, I I I I I like I strategize the content for him, and also like when I say I'm strategizing content, like you all know top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel, right? But what I did is right, like I make sure if I'm posting and like 5 times in a day, I make sure 2 times I post about personal stories related to the niche. I post two content about industry. Like if it is like for him it's Web3, right? So I thought of writing Web3 content in blockchain, what is happening in the marketplace, and any technical news came up. I try myself to be aware of those things with help of Google News and Trends. And then one post where I purely talk about their offer. Like he is building a free game. So I talk about it like how special it is for other game developers and how everyone can enjoy those apps. So that is how I try to strategize the content for him, and that really helps him. And he's grown his audience from when I was working with him. When I started working with him, it was 2K followers. Now he's having 10K followers. Like his account got grown up very faster compared to my own personal account. And then I realized why, because he has his attention. Like he share he building his business along the side. He also sharing stories, and it impacts multiple people. So that is how that is how I'm building personal brand in technical niche. So far, do you guys have any questions to ask? You can ask, or we can proceed further. Yeah, you can unmute and speak.
But I'm also working with someone, and it's my first time working with a personal brand. I want to
Okay.
know, like, their tone, like, how to. Are you getting my
I know your
question?
voice is breaking to me.
I'm asking how to
Yeah.
write in their tone so that, like, how to replicate them in words.
Yeah. Like whenever you have like what I do basically is like whenever I have a call with him, I make sure to record the call and make it as a transcript. So I use exact those words which he used in the call. So that helps me to make sure to present my post as he is like my client is writing. Like whenever you getting into a call, try to join with note taking AI app. With help of that, it will give you transcript once the call in, and you can use those transcript and those specific words to write a post. And also you can ask your client directly who is their own favorite creator, and how he wants to be project his content, whether he wants to project content in storytelling way or narrative way, or you can directly ask questions. By asking questions you can get to know how you want to present, or else if you are already creating content or already writing newsletter, you can consume those content and try to replicate that tone.
So actually, I created the content because I asked questions on call. So I created the content out of the call.
Okay.
But he said that he didn't like it. So how to improve it?
Why, like in a call what you ask and how you write, like
Like
can
the
you?
content, basically, I asked him to write the pointers to the content idea, and he said that he hasn't, like, he's not getting the time. So we get on a call, and then he just explained everything, whatever the content idea I have given.
Mm.
So I just transcribed it, and then I turned into a content post. And he said that it is not having the value and it is not having premiumness. So how to do that?
Yeah, like most of the I understand, like most of the client, like especially in technical field, like they want the content not just having stories, they also want to teach something or impactful, I would say. Like when I was working with software developing agency, for him whenever I write a personal story or whenever I write a story which is generic, like I write based upon my creation, it won't work out for him. But when I try to add value for his own audience, like his audience is first time tech founders who building some SaaS products and don't know how to build it in technical niche. So for him, whenever I teach some valuable lesson, like when I say valuable, like anything which is useful, take away from the post which is present, my client will like it. So likewise, you can ask you can ask them if he feels like it is not like he's writing, if he feels like it is not valuable, ask exact question what he is looking for it in the post so that you can fill the gap.
So I need to include that industry news and the pure
It is not only industry
field
news or
in his
pure
field.
technical niche. Like you have to merge, like slay concept, right?
Okay.
Like
Mm,
story, lesson, advice. Like you can put a story and then you add a technical lesson related to it, and then you can advise it like end with a one line takeaway. In that way you can make sure to hook audience with a story and keep
mm,
continue reading it, and then you can also give valuable lesson which will be liked by your client, and then like this format will work for everyone.
I'll try it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, welcome. Any other questions from anyone? Okay, fine. So so far we discussed about content strategy, right? Like apart from content strategy, I have two more. One is engagement strategy and another one is growth strategy. Every client which I work with so far, I use only these three things to make sure to build a personal brand. So one is like we so far we discussed content strategy, right? So now let's get into growth strategy. Like the growth strategy means like what I follow is basically I make sure like every week, I mean every day, I try to send connections or send DM to the profile which similar to my client, as well as 10 profiles which is more kind of industry leaders, and then 10 profiles which is their target audience. So in this way I try to send connection like these three profiles I try to send connection requests like regularly, and I make sure to initiate the conversations in DMs, so that like whenever we initiate the conversations and if it is goes well, it will end up in the sales, like by nurturing them in the content. And make sure you don't have to be salesy in the first message, or you don't have to be like you don't need to straight away say I'm doing this and this is my services, do you want any help from this? You don't need to ask like that. Rather put yourself in their shoe and read like go through their profile and see if it is anything resonate with you, like which is related, I mean your client base I'm telling. So if it is anything related to that, and then like you can find the basically you find the common ground and talk about it in the chat. That will work out so well. So apart from growth strategy, like when we move on to engagement strategy, like for engagement, initially what I done is right, I try to engage on random posts which appear in the feed. That is how I done it initial basis. But that that did that didn't give me any proper result. But so what I changed afterwards, like I try to engage only profile, like before posting, after posting, I try to engage only, try to engage on competitors and try to engage on top creators for like 10%, I would say. And most of the times I try to engage on their ICP. Say for example, if it is Web3 game developing, I try to like the main goal for him is to attract investors in Web3 for his game. So I try to engage those VCs, those persons who can be get benefit out of his profiles. So I try to engage in those profiles. That gives me that gives me good results. Like they, even if they don't like or comment in the profile, they try to DM them. So in that way, my even my the Web3 client which I work with him, he got investors at like DMing him that whether you have opportunity to invest in your gaming app. So when you are engaging, like don't engage for numbers, don't engage to get likes or engagement. Try to engage to make sure fulfill your process of why you are building a personal brand. Any doubt in finding like so that like those kinds of profiles you can share, you can ask your questions and I can explain in detail.
If you want, you can share your screen if you want to share anything, no problem.
Actually, I don't I was connecting in the lab like in the mobile, so I can't share the screen. But the thing is right, like one thing which I like to tell you, like we can utilize the all filter option very useful. Like suppose if I want to, like I told right, I want to build a personal brand specifically in MENA region. I can specifically target those profiles in Saudi, Dubai, and like basically profiles in the MENA region. So in that way, we can like we make sure that whatever we post that showing to the people who present in MENA region instead of we are like we are engaging on the profile which is in India. There is no point of doing it that right. So try to be very consciousness when you are doing engagement with in your especially in your client profiles. And also one thing I notice is right, like if you are using AI for writing a comment to your client profile, it is very horrible. Like suppose you are using that and any of the person who written and they tell you like please stop using AI to respond in my post. If anyone said like that, then it will definitely impact the brand which you are building in worst way. So try to like even if you are using it, try to make it more humanized as possible before you utilize those content. I understand that if you are working with some more technical niches which you don't have enough knowledge, it is very hard to comment on it. In that way, what you can do, you can try to take a course. Initially, when I don't know anything about Web3 blockchain, I took a course like 1.5 hour course, and I make sure to understand the basics. And afterwards, while I am having interaction with my founder, like with my client, I gain some knowledge. Still, it is not up to the mark of my founder, I mean my client, but still, like the conversation which I have with my client always helps me while I'm commenting out. Like I like if he use in the call if he use cool the word, I try to utilize those words in the engagement as well. So if the person anyhow meet in the any networking event with my client, if they talk, it will be like more kind of person which we already met and already talked, like kind of similar tone. Apart from using right filters, do you suggest changing the main location? Yeah, you can. Like, I tell you my personal experience. Actually, my hometown is Tiruvannamalai, but I put my location as Chennai, and because I put my location as Chennai, and my in my headline it is like Web3, AA, and SaaS. Both keywords, like all the three keywords, are present in my headline. uh, there was a event happen in Chennai, like it is about Web3, and they want a person who build a personal brand in Web3 to give a presentation. So when they search like person who is in Chennai and who talk about personal brand in Web3, my profile came to first, and he reached out to me on LinkedIn to give a presentation in Chennai. So putting your location, it definitely works like it works in that way. But I don't know whether like if you are putting yourself in US or United States, like in United Kingdom, and you are posting, and you can't like expecting that your post shows to a client present in UK. I don't know how well it works. But if you are engaging profile in UK and your location also in UK, in that way it may work out. Simply changing location will work. Like I don't know exact proof that how it works. Like you are when you are posting it, it exactly shows to your like your based upon your location. But in filters, it will work based upon my personal experience. I say. And now I shifted my location to Bangalore because I want to give my presentation in Bangalore people. That is why I put my location in Bangalore now. Any other questions?
Yeah, hi Satish. So, do you have any engagement metrics like you mentioned, right? That you follow. Uh, so, is there any percentage you follow for your ICP, for your competitors, or for your maybe for your peers? So, how do you track that?
Yeah,
And
I have. Yeah, for each client, like I currently I'm working with 5 clients. I have 5 separate engagement sheet for each of my client. In that each of my sheet, it have all the like I know what is my client's ICP. So I based upon that I list out those profiles like 20 profiles, and then I list out their competitors profiles, and then I also list out a profile which they are like peers or team members or co-founders or something like that. So I took all the list and I try to get approval from my client as well. Like these are the profile I took which are active in the LinkedIn in your niche, whether we are good to engage on those profiles. After getting approval, what I do, right? Like before posting, I try to if it is top of the funnel post, like personal stories, I try to engage on I try to engage on peers post, because if it is top of the funnel, definitely peers all will be if they engage, it will even give more boost. If it is the particular offer or bottom of the funnel post, I try to engage on the on ICP. So that like if the post is appear to the ICP, that get benefit out of it, even if they're not engaging on it. So likewise, based upon what type of post I'm posting in the LinkedIn, I try to change the engagement.
yeah,
Are you
that's a
getting?
good strategy, in fact. Yeah, in because we always hear and listen that there should be competitors, there should be TAs, and also your peers. So,
Yeah,
maintaining that like in a flow can work well. Otherwise, everything will go wrong, right?
yeah,
So, yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that.
yeah. Welcome. I expect some more questions to take, so that like based upon your questions, I can answer from my experience.
Okay, one more question. Like you mentioned just now that you have 5 clients in hand, right?
Yeah,
So, are these 5 clients from the same niche, or are they from different niche and different locations?
yeah. Like one client from US, one client from like 2 clients from Jaipur, and one client from Canada, and one client from Saudi Arabia. Out of 5 clients, like all are from different niche only. Like one is from Web3, one is VC, so two is VC, and one is like parenting coach. But the main target for him is like he's having some offline social networking events conducting for small kids. So that also only one client where I work with her. Yeah, basically it's spread across all different niches in technical only. Only one which
Oh,
is non-technical, it is that parenting coach.
great. And you're able to like manage all the 5. That is a great thing because
Uh,
all the different locations. So
yeah,
obviously timings and your match to all the 5 at a go is a great
yeah,
thing.
yeah. And currently, I don't even have any teammates. Like I try to so far I have no idea to like my goal is for November is add one more high ticket line so that I can start an agency. So far, I'm handling all 5 clients on my own hand, and I'm glad that only 2 clients need engagement services. So I
Great,
can't give engagement service for all
you
5 clients.
will do it, Satish, and we all are happy to join, hear you, and all the best for your agency to start.
Thank
Someday
you.
we might also collab. Will
Yeah,
be great.
yeah, sure. I'm looking forward to it.
And thanks for this session. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Valuable.
thanks to Anirban only who pushed me to be here.
Okay, Satish, I have a question.
Yeah,
Like you said, you can engage with clients that you want to work with,
Yeah.
like add filters to the location. What if like we want to work with, maybe like not work with, maybe we can just target people from different locations. And for that, how do we do that?
What I work like, I have client from Saudi and United States, right? Like both two clients, how I like, two of them are inbound lead only. Whenever it is inbound lead, I ask them how I got their attention. So both of them, what they told is like my post appeared to their feed, like based upon that only they reached out to me, and then I try to connect the dots how my feed, how my post is appear to their feed. So what I did, like I send the connection request, and then I start the conversations in DM, like it is not sales, it is not nothing about my services. I generally talk about the project, or I generally try to add value by questioning, like if the profile is well optimized but they didn't posting anything. I simply appreciate the thing that they, your profile is well optimized but you are not posting. May I know the reason? So when I have a conversation, like when they connected my in my connections, and also I'm posting, and also I'm having DMs without any sales pitch, like it makes sure that like whenever I send the DMs, and before that I posting means that my post appear to that feed. That is what I got to know from my clients who are booking call with me. So that is how like for example, currently I try to close a deal with one Canada people, a Canada startup lady. Even for her, like I keep on engaging. She used to post like 2 times or 3 times in a week. I keep on engaging their post, and also I try to add value. Like if the post is not like well formatted, I try to edit it in the document and share it with her. Likewise, I keep on try to add as many as value as possible, so that I can in one time when they have when they have a money to offer, like to pay me, they can he can work with them.
Thank you, Satish.
Yeah,
I'll work on that. Thank
sure.
you.
Welcome. So any other questions? And one more thing which I like to add upon, apart from building a personal brand, try to outreach as well. Like I told, right, currently I have 5 clients in, but when I was starting out, it was like it took me 10 months for me to figure out how to manage producing content consistently as well as doing outreach. So what I like, how I'm managing, like this week I didn't manage well enough, but usually how I do, right, like I don't even batch create the content, but I make sure dump all my ideas in the notepad or in WhatsApp, so that I block my time like 30 minutes or 20 minutes in a day to write it. So in that way, I like how I regularly go to the gym. That's how I regularly write a post in my profile as well. Even if I even though I have 5 clients, not it is not that I'm posting all day for all the 5 people. Like one client I only post 3 times in a week. For another client I post 4 times in a week, and all are different time blocks. I'm glad none of them are interlinked. So in that way, I also have time for time block for myself. Like I fully focus on my profile for outreach. Like every day I start with doing outreach in my profile first. What I do basically, right? I send connection request without any personal note. Why? Because if I have to send the connection request in personal note, I should be like I should have premium basically first. And next thing is, right, even though I have premium, when I put a personalized note, most of the times it won't get connect. Like in my personal experience, I tried both the things, like sending connections with a personal note, without personal note. There is no enough percentage difference for accepting connection requests from my target audience in my profile. So I stopped using premium. I tried send connection requests with personal note, and I make sure keep on adding them. So far I have 1900 connections. Most of them are my ICPs. And what I do basically, I try to initiate at least 10 conversations basically how I told before, like I look into the profile, I look into the company. If it is startup and it is backed by venture capitalists, I even try to see in Crunchbase whether the startup is Series A, Series B, or seeded, so that when I have a conversation or when I pitch to them, I try to mention it that like, see, you are in Series A. If you want to attract investors for your Series B, it could be great that if you are sharing your journey in this in via your post in the LinkedIn. So if we send a message like this, people will understand that you spend some time researching about them before you are reaching out to them. So always try to research as many information as possible before start conversations. Yeah. Any questions in outreach or personal brand you can ask. No questions.
The real game is follow up, right? So maybe you
Yeah.
can talk about how to follow up with your
Yeah. So true. For follow up, like I literally follow up 5 or 6 times. But it is not like every alternative day. Like I send first message on Monday means I wait for 2 days, and if they post something, I try to engage, and then on third day I try to send follow up message. Like on first day, if suppose I appreciate and ask question like if why they are not posting and no reply, on follow up, I asked them, see, I work with tech founders exactly like your profile, and I have some strategy that work for my client. Do you like to look into it? Likewise, I follow up, and then I wait for another 4 days. Even if they say yes or no, I try to share the case study which I have it. So that is my second follow-up. And then I wait for 1 week. And again I send message, have you look into my feed like case study which I shared with them. And then I wait for 1 more week and I send one more follow-up that like I understand you have busy schedule or you are occupied with it. Anytime if you want help on building a personal brand, you can feel free to DM me. And then I wait for 2 more weeks and then I send the message like I have some time to give a free 30 minute free strategy call to build a personal brand, and that will be my last follow up. Like in this journey of follow up, definitely people will say yes or no or stop spamming. If they say stop spamming, accept it and apologize it and try to not try. It's best that you not give any message, any sending any messages. So that is how I follow up basically. Apart from this, I have some hot leads where I'm following for years. Where yeah, I told write the Canadian lead. For her, I write more than 3 sample posts like month on month, and she even utilized in the in the profile itself. But the point is that as she is a bootstrap starter, she is waiting for money to spend in invest in my service. So but I try to maintain the relationship. And even though we are not like she's not my client, I am not a service provider for him so far. She suggested like she already referred my services to fellow fellow startup founders, which they are friends who are. So always, if you are adding value to the people, definitely it will be beneficial for both.
Yeah, absolutely agree on that. That sharing value, like sharing samples, free samples, and adding value really works. Yeah, I can bet on that.
Yeah. From outreach perspective, how many hours should we engage daily? Basically, in my in my when I do outreach for my perspective, many of them are post like monthly once or weekly once. So what I do basically, like I try to like I put a follow, like I have Excel sheet where where this they send me, if you give any feed, any reply in the DM, I try to make a separate Excel sheet for them so that I won't miss out any of the person which is art lead for me in my services. And also for engagement, I try to keep on like engaging those people instead of random ICPs, because those are already, like already they took a first step that they started giving reply to me. So I focus on them only whenever I post a Bofu content, I try to engage their profiles first. And I don't keep any timing. I try to engage as many as possible in the time limit which I have, because my time is limited currently. Anyone want to say something? Please unmute and speak. If not, shall we wind up?
Satish, any more like as no one is asking, so I just wanted to ask one more thing.
Yeah,
Like
you can
any
ask
tips?
as many questions as possible.
Yeah, like any tips on negotiation part, like anything, because you've been handling so many good clients. So I just wanted to know your thing, like negotiating. What happens basically is at everything goes well, and after two or three calls, the person, maximum times it happens like the negotiation is not happening that good. So how to handle that thing?
So initial, like I still remember my first deal when I closed. Like when I shared my pricing, and the reply I got is like he negotiated with me 50% off. I was shocked like anything. If I cut out 50%, it is nothing for me to work with them. But
Exactly
anyway,
the same
yeah,
thing.
yeah, but as there are my first client, I said yes for it, and because I want to gain experience. But after I work with 5 clients, afterwards I try to never compromise on my pricing. Like even when I reaching out to people, I try to filter out whether the like how I'm filtering out currently is I focus on two set of people. One is tech founder, another one is VC. If it is tech founder, basically there is like DC backed or bootstrap. If it is bootstrap, it is very hard for them to fund us for services like personal branding. But if it is VC backed and he is already having like Series A or Series B funding, definitely they have money. So those profiles I never give any like there is no negotiation once I share my price. If they are comfortable to afford me, I'm happy to work with them. If it is not, I'm happy. I say like whenever they have a time and money which they can invest upon, I say ask them, wait for it and then come for me. So I don't try to cut money nowadays. But initial days I try to like whatever price my clients say, I say yes, because that time I don't have any expense and I was in the desperate to close a deal. But nowadays I don't have any desperate to close a deal which is less than my quote for my service. So it purely depends upon your need only. If you are in so desperate, you say yes, whatever money the client says. If you don't have any desperate, have confidence in your services, like you can close more better deals, you can wait and close the deal. And people who negotiate with you on initial basis, definitely they will like even if you close the deal, they will ask questions so many times. They will keep on following up and they try to like it is very hard to work with those kind of clients in my personal experience. If people who don't negotiate with money, of course they don't have time. So whenever you are posting and they don't ask multiple questions or they understand how business works, so they give full freedom to you to work with their profile.
Absolutely agree on that, Satish. Because yeah, the more the conversation goes and the more the negotiation happens, results are like lowering. If the money is lowered, obviously
Yeah,
the results will also go low. So the people who understand are happy to work, and people who don't, like even for starting, I did the same, and now I like try not to like negotiate very much. But yeah, okay, for like it is 10-20%, then it's okay, but not much than that. I
yeah.
agree on that. Because
See,
again,
even
you're
even
investing your
even if
value
it is
and
like
time.
10-20%, even if it is that 10-20%, like you don't have straight away like how you can tackle even in that 10-20%. Ask them like I'm happy to work with you for first month with 10% discount. If you are happy with my result in first month, it could be okay for you to for second month like without 10% discount. In that
Yeah,
way, you can
exactly
show
the same
you
strategy I do apply. Exactly the same way. Or I say, "Ki if you do the upfront, I'll give a 10% discount to you." And that is how it works.
yeah.
But,
I always give 10% discount people who can pay me for 3 months upfront.
upfront, right. Yeah, that is how it works. Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
so much, Satish. Thank you so much.
yeah. Welcome. Any other questions, guys?
Maybe if you want to finish, I mean, if anyone, I mean, if no one has any question, maybe you can finish it with how you like take the lead from sales pipeline to close.
Actually, like I didn't get your final note, bro. Can you please repeat? How? Thank you. It would be great. Like, okay, if you guys have no questions, final thing which I want to say is like you all guys know what to do, but many times you don't take action. Like when I say no taking not taking action, it's like we all know posting consistently give result. We all know reaching out people consistently will definitely get call books and close a deal. But still many times we worried for not getting clients, we worried for not getting enough reach, end up not taking any action. So it's always better to take action, and even if you're not getting results, that give you confidence, the experience which you gain by taking an action. So always be consistent whatever you are doing it. That definitely helps you. Like that is a one and only thing which I follow from day one after I quit my job till now, and I'm glad it is working for me still. I never give like until April I was in my doubt that I have to take another job in service like software engineer. But after April there is no looking back. Why? Because even though I was down, I was questioning myself, I was questioning my services, my quality. I try to showing up every single day. And that because of I'm showing up every single day in both in PMs and content, I try to close a deal both inbound and outbound, and that is how I right now I like so far I work with 10 clients, and currently I'm working with 5 clients at at present. So yeah, don't depend upon only inbound, don't depend only upon outreach. Try to match both, I would say. Yeah, that's it, guys. If you guys have anything to share or any questions to ask, feel free to ask me by unmuting your. If not, we can wind up. Thank you
I
all.
guess no one has any other question. So thank you, Satish, for taking this session. Thanks a lot for joining and giving your precious time. And
Yeah,
thanks everyone for joining too. So we will come up with another session with Visha on 15th of November And till then, see ya. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Thanks for time. Bye.
Thank you so much.